Hey busy mamas, today I'm going to be sharing with you some simple stress relief strategies for the back to school season. You are tired of feeling burnt out before the school year starts, but you want to do things differently this year, right? So I got you. In this video, I'll be sharing with you some easy to implement tips that you can get started today. Trust me, it is not too late to get your sanity back even if your kid has already started school. Welcome to my channel. My name is Grace, and on this channel we talk about simple self-care to elevate our mom glow up. Girl, listen, we can't talk about the strategies if we don't actually address the stressors. So ladies, what I want you to do is take out a pen and paper and I want you to list out what your stresses are. I'm going to give you some ideas that I have written down, and if it is your stressor, I want you to write it down, because in the second part of the video, we're going to talk about the strategies that you're going to use to start to eliminate those stressors and start to just live a better life and survive this back to school season even as a busy mama, okay? So some of the stresses that you may be experiencing is time management. You're trying to balance your own schedule and balancing the schedules of your family members. The second stressor could be school supplies and shopping. The process of going shopping is just too much for you. You're overwhelmed with the uniform, back to school essentials, all that. You don't even know what to buy. Maybe it's your first time that you're actually sending the kid to school. If that's a stressor for you, write it down. Morning rush. You don't have a morning routine. Your kids don't have a routine. Daddy don't have a routine. Your partner don't have a routine, and everything is a mess. And we're trying to change that. So morning rush. Academic pressure. You feel worried about your child's academic performance. You have these expectations that's placed on them, and you're not sure if they're going to be able to accomplish those expectations. Extracurricular activities. Coordinating and chauffeuring kids everywhere can be a lot. Carrying them from one program to another. If that's something that you're worried about, write it down. Lunch and meal planning. If this is something that you're struggling with, because you are unable, you're trying to think about what lunches are you going to pack, what are you going to eat, how are you going to make sure your kids are still getting nutritious meals. If this is what you're worried about, write it down. Homework and study time. Are you concerned that you can't help these kids with their homework because some of them homework be looking a little bit crazy, and I'm like, why are they asking you to do this in second grade? I don't think I did that to like fifth to sixth grade. These homeworks look a little more complex now. So if that's something that you're worried about, take note of it. Social and peer pressure. Are you concerned about how your child is going to, get along with kids in school? Or are you concerned about the peer pressure that they may face in school? Are there health concerns? Does your child have a health concern that you want to make sure is communicated to the school? Are you worried that the school may not be taking it as seriously? Or do you need to do more for your child and advocate for them? Is it their emotional well-being? Is it your emotional well-being or the emotional well-being of your child? If that's something that you're concerned about, then obviously, write that down. Is it financial stress? Whew, back to school is expensive. Buying all those supplies, the clothes, the new sneakers that they want because, your friend is buying one and things like that. It can be a financial burden for you, so make sure you write that down as well. Parent-teacher communication. Are you worried about the communication with your child's teacher? How are you going to keep up with it? How do you know when the parent and teacher conferences are going to take place? Are there things within the school, extracurricular activities that you need to take note of, things like that you need to do for your child? Then write that down. Is it household organization? Is that your stressor? Is your house a chaos? Is it chaotic in there? You can't find anything and you just want to keep it organized and start to feel like you can breathe again? Or is it self-care? Do you just struggle with taking care of yourself? Like when you pick up the kids at school or you do drop off, you don't know what to wear. You don't want to embarrass your kids, but at the same time, you don't have enough time to even think about anything else. It's just skincare routine, trash. You don't have a nighttime routine. You're breaking out. You're stressed out. Maybe the weight gain is starting to pile on because you really just don't have enough time for yourself. If that's what you struggle with, then write it down. So understanding these stresses is essentially going to help you formulate a strategy to move forward. One of the things that we do is like we watch these videos and we hear this advice and we don't ever see if it actually applies to us. You need to know what your stresses are. If everything on this list is your stressor, then that's unfortunate and sad. But at least you know. And then you can start figuring out which ones are you going to prioritize and start fixing so that things can get better. We can't claim ignorance anymore because I just went over them with you and you just wrote them down. So now we're going to come up with the strategies that are going to help you start moving towards fixing the stresses and actually getting better. So if your stressor is time management, then what you can do is start using a digital calendar. I like to use Google Calendar. We also use the Notes app on our phone. This is just a way to make sure that we are both in communication on what's going on in our home. This seems super easy and simple, but a lot of us don't do it. And I just feel like it allows for open communication, and it also allows you to feel like you're not just doing things by yourself, that you're not alone. I would also say that you should, in terms of time management, consider prioritizing the tasks that you need to do and outsourcing the ones that you don't want to do if you have the means for it. I don't want to pretend that everybody has, the finances to be able to just hire somebody to do something for them. But if that is not a limit of yours, then consider it. Consider getting someone to come help you clean your house, wash the dishes. Do you need a babysitter? Even if you're home and you just need somebody to just watch your kid for a few hours so you can take care of yourself, there's nothing wrong with that. What I want you to do is avoid last minute shopping and look for deals. Go to the store that you know are going to sell things for cheap, like Walmart, right? Get the things in a way that is inexpensive, get it in bulk, and have some sort of organization system in your home so that we're not losing pens and paper and pencils and erasers and always looking for them, because we are organized. Streamline your morning routine. Have a morning routine if you don't have one. What this looks like is the night before. Pack lunch the night before. Don't do it in the morning. Make sure that the outfits and everything they're going to wear for the remainder of the week has been picked out on Sunday. Have a system that all of these things kind of fit into so that they know what to do themselves. If you have older kids that can take care of their own morning routine, create some sort of chart or checklist for them so that every morning they're like, I brushed my teeth. I did this and that and the other thing. I took a bath. I showered. Whatever it is that they need to do before they leave for the day, then they can check these things off in the morning on their own. If you're concerned about your child's academic support, talk to the teachers ahead of time. Find out if they have additional support after school programs that can help them with their homework. If that's something that you're concerned about, they may have after school programs that may even be free that your child can participate in, where they can sit with somebody, a tutor that can help them with their homework. If we don't ask, then we don't know. So you need to just make the effort to send that email or just drop by during pickup or drop off. Have a quick chat with your child's teacher to see what's possible for your child. Make sure you create a homework routine. Also have a space that's designated to doing their homework. If it is on the dining table, then that's where it is. And they know every time they have homework, everything is cleared out. You're going to sit over there and you're going to do your homework. We're not going to be doing other things. We're playing with our iPads and things like that. We're going to have a very good routine for how we get our homeworks done well and efficiently, and this just allows them enough time to do the other things that they want to do. So then you can incentivize getting their homeworks done on time. If you're enjoying this video so far, please make sure that you hit the like button and subscribe below. Extracurricular activities. We need to balance extracurricular activities. Limit the number of extracurricular activities that your child participates in to keep your own sanity. Yes, we love our kids. We love them. But we should not love them to the detriment of our own mental health. That just doesn't make sense. Like, our kids actually want us to be present. And maybe they have a funny way of showing it sometimes, but they want us to be present in their lives. And if you're running through 10 different activities and you don't have any time for yourself, and you are snappy and you are irritated and you're getting sick, your immune system is shot, your hormones are messed up because you're running through 10 different activities, it is not fair to you and it's not fair to them. So you need to have this communication with them. If you need to pare it down to just 2 activities, then that's what you pare it down to. And then you need to work with whoever is in your life. If you have a partner or if you have a family member that helps, work with them to help you manage that schedule so that maybe you are doing 2 or 3 times a week with dropping them off at that program, and they're helping you with dropping them off the other 2 days, or if they're just doing the pickup and you're doing drop off. Work with the people around you, work with the village, work with neighbors. If you have neighbors and you have kids that are going to the same school, communicate with them to see if there's a way for you guys to kind of balance the responsibilities. The next tip is for you to consider meal prepping. Meal prepping looks different for different people. Consider involving your children in meal prepping for your home. And also, you can cook your food in batches or put them in little containers, almost like Lunchable packs that your child can warm up by themselves. You can warm up and you can have a good meal. So make it simple for yourself. If you're concerned about supporting their social well-being, foster open communication with your child. Arrange play dates if that's necessary so that you can expose them to other kids and maybe they can form friendships this way. Of course, depending on your child's age, but this may be appropriate for them. If you have younger kids and they are awkward or you feel like they're awkward around other kids, maybe taking them to a library event. Just doing different things that can get them exposed to other kids their age may be exactly what they need. If you're concerned about their health and wellness, then set up all their appointments ahead of time. If there are vaccinations that they need to do, set it ahead of time and put it on your calendar so it's not something that you're thinking about constantly. Also, teach your kids like simple hand washing and hygiene techniques. Like after we come back from outside from playing, we wash our hands. If they are at school and they can't wash their hands readily, give them a little hand sanitizer. Just put your hand sanitizer on. This is just a way to prevent them from getting ill and getting sick or catching the cold and things like that. Sometimes it's inevitable, but the little things that we can do to protect them is great. And this is also life skills that they're learning. If you think emotional support is what your child needs, create a safe space for your child to express themselves and communicate their feelings to you. Teach them some emotion regulation techniques like deep breathing, maybe counting backwards, whatever it is that can help them regulate their emotions. If you are concerned about finances, then you probably want to consider, creating a budget for back to school and sticking with it. And I think this is also something that you can converse with your child about. You can let them know this school year, at least in this month, you're going to be able to get just 2 pairs of sneakers. Which 2 pairs of sneakers do you want? And also you can just point out the sneakers ahead of time because you know what's in your budget and you can say, which one of these sneakers would you like? Because now you've thought about your budget, you've thought about what works for your pocket, and you're not overextending yourself. Consider having some effective communication with your teacher. Find out from the school what is the best way to reach them. Make sure you get on those apps. Make sure you know what's going on with your child and how to communicate with the school, their teachers, the principal, whomever you need to get in touch with. If your child has an IEP, you need to know who's in charge of that so you can be on top of it. So make sure that you just know these little things about your child, and the sooner you know them, the easier it's going to be for you to have a stress-free school year. If you're trying to build a work-life balance, then maybe communicating at work, seeing if you can get a flexible working arrangement with your employer, maybe what you need to do. Perhaps maybe you're working from home a few times a week, and this is just going to save you some commuting time. So whatever you think is going to work, communicate that to your employer. If you're concerned about your household organization, you need to share the responsibility. You need to create some sort of chart or something that will keep you guys organized, and everyone knows what their chores are. I know what I'm taking care of. You know what you're taking care of. Don't take on the burden of trying to do everything by yourself, especially if you have people that maybe needs you to communicate it to them. Because sometimes we just assume you should know, you should do this, but sometimes you got to tell people. So don't be shy about telling them what you need. I need you to help out with, nighttime routine for our child 3 times a week, and I'm going to take care of the other 3 or the other 4 or whatever it is. I'm going to take care of it on the weekend, you do it on the weekday. You do it in the morning, I do the routine in the morning, you do the one in the evening. So make sure that you are communicating and negotiating this term. Make sure that you're decluttering and organizing your home as you go. Come up with systems. Like for me, because we have a 2-level home, I get tired. I don't want to go up and down the stairs. So I have a little basket that if anything is downstairs, I just put all those things in a basket by the stairs. And when I'm going upstairs, I can just take the basket with me and take it upstairs. And that's just like an easier system because when I'm seeing that things are starting to get cluttered and they need to move, I just put it in the basket. So when I go upstairs, I can move those things to where they belong upstairs. So that just create simple systems in your home that works for you. And lastly, start to come up with some self-care practices that works for you. If you're someone who likes to get your feet done, get your nails done, do your lashes, then set up the time to do it and communicate that to the people in your life so they can help support your self-care. Now you have 15 stress relief strategies for back to school for the busy moms out there. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and check out my next video.